as Americans watch the 2021 inauguration of the 46th President of the United States being sworn into office. The sad truth is the vast majority of Americans have absolutely no clue whatsoever to the true meaning of what an inauguration actually is. The root word is augur. The entire word is broken down into three separate words, the first being the word in, like going into, or entering into, the action of actively performing, an auguring. What is an augur, you ask? Well, the augur was an ancient form of a priest or witch doctor, a soothsayer, a fortune teller, a scryer, or the one who gave prophecy about the future by reading signs and omens. The augur predicted the future. This came from ancient sacrifice rituals, where the victim's bloody entrails were used to give prophecy, and these ritual sacrifice priests would rip into the chest of the sacrificed victim and rip their still beating, bloody hearts out, and hold them up high in the air to the sun or moon gods with their right hands. This is why we see our president being sworn into office raises his right hand, performing the action of auguring, on Inauguration Day. This is why we see him augur, or give prophecy about the future of the United States of America.
American sacrifices and setbacks.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
In each of these moments, enough of us have come together to carry all of us forward. Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this. Bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation. Are we going to step up, all of us? It's time for boldness.
That the most important thing took place, which was the taking of the presidential oath. That's the treasure of democracy. That's the moment. A moment.
The president holds all of our hearts or lives in his hand symbolically. He will reflect on the past, the present, and the future. He is playing the role of the fortune teller, bullshitting the herd with empty promises, prophecy and bloody sacrifice, which is why it is held at the Capitol, or the Capitol, the beheading temple of sacrifice. Now you will grasp why the U.S. Capitol has a crypt of death. The U.S. Capitol of the dead body, the very meaning of the word, corporation, the U.S. dead body or corpse of America. Now you will understand why the Hebrew Torah, or the Bible of prophecy, and of course the element of human or animal bloody sacrifice, which is why the true meaning of the biblical covenant means to cut the meat in two, cut and divide it, which is the meaning behind King David, the king of divide. The slaughtered, cut, or divided sacrifice victim's blood was used to make a sow, a sacrifice oath, the very meaning behind our word vote. The word zodiac also has the same meaning, the zood, or animals, plus the dia, meaning the cutting, or the slicing of the animal pie into pieces, which is why the zodiac is cut in two sections. Over time, human and animal sacrifice became the Roman augur, where augur priests would read the signs and omens from birds. Sacred birds of the sky, with importance on doves, owls and eagles. In fact, this is where the word omen comes from, meaning the owl, man. Owls were sacred creatures of the night, the darkness, the dark light of knowledge and wisdom. This is why we have the wise old owl. Perhaps now you will understand why the U.S. Capitol is in the belly of the beast, the owl of the Capitol. An owl is the night-trapped bird of prey. A night owl is the opposite of the sunny day bird of prey, the eagle. This is of course why the eagle is the symbol of America. Perhaps now you will grasp why our Capitol has wings, the sacred bird with wings. The very same eagle that Rome used, and of course the owl of Athena, the goddess of Athens, Greece, where our democracy came from. The eagle was the patron bird of Jupiter, or Zeus. This is why Zeus, I mean Jesus and the Bible prophecy, are associated with doves and eagles. The eagle is one of the four cross creatures of the zodiac wheel. They represent the solstice and the equinox crossings, which is why the symbol of this religion uses the cross. Religion is of course the legions, or followers of Ra, the sun god. This is the meaning behind the word Christ. The Christos is the light, associated with oil, from the god of light, El. Oil sparkles in the light, just like a crystal ball. The oil was used as a sacred ritual of oiling the victim down with sacred oils, which gives us the anointed one of sacrifice. The sacrificed bird was also seen in the ancient sun and moon bloody sacrifices of the Mayan and Aztec civilizations, in the form of the feathered bird, sun serpent, the theme of ritual sacrifice, and giving an oath to the office. Joe Biden has made his sacrifices.
Later, the president reviewing the troops, then with predecessors laying a wreath at Arlington National Cemetery. Tonight, the new president now in the West Wing. Joe Biden's journey to this moment was informed by adversity and driven by resilience. His path to the presidency.
Joe Biden, whose own life has made him an expert on healing from trauma, now taking over a country that needs exactly that.
We must set aside politics and finally face this pandemic as one nation.
President Biden's personal journey shaped by tragedy, losing his wife and daughter in a car crash shortly after he was first elected to the Senate. His beloved son Beau dying of brain cancer in 2015.
There's no accounting for what fate will deal you. Some days, when you need a hand. There are other days when we're called to lend a hand. That's how it has to be. That's what we do for one another.
The boy who once struggled with a stutter today delivering a stirring speech about possibility in a time of peril.
At this hour, my friends, democracy has prevailed.
Today finding strength in past American sacrifices and setbacks.
In each of these moments, enough of us have come together to carry all of us forward.
His decades-long quest finally realized, now staring down enormous new challenges.
Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this, bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation.
Tonight, the pride of Scranton arriving at his new Pennsylvania Avenue address. Peter Alexander, NBC News, the White House.
The ancient augurs would also use a sacred rectangle to do their auguring, like the biblical tabernacle. This is why we see our augur, President Biden, standing before the sacred rectangle as he augurs and makes his empty promises. The elite, elder of El, the horned or crowned king, the horned god, El. This is why this is a ritual of rising up to a new level of El, which is why it's a ritual of El, and why we call it an election. The action of El. The angle of the Elite, the light angle that begins on 1/21, 2021. Thank you for watching Truthiracy, House of Wisdom. Please consider being a Patreon.